Hey everybody, it's Member of Parliament Bob Zimmer with Will Fellers today, just out of Dawson City. What does mining mean to you, Will, and to your family?
I mean, to me, it's more than mining itself. It not only helps us put a roof over our heads and food on the table. It's a lifestyle. It's a livelihood. I say it's my life.
Yeah.
Like, I was brought up in the mining industry. My mom was brought up in the mining industry. My kids have grown up with me, so they grow up learning how to mine from a very young age. They learn good work ethic and manners and social skills with adults. It's definitely more than a job. It's kind of who we are.
Your kids, you talk about working with you. What kind of work are they doing with you?
Well, right now they're in their early 20s, and the oldest one is kind of managing one of our operations, and the youngest one's kind of starting managing this one. So they operate everything. They mechanic, they weld, they learn to do everything. So
pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of dealing with crew, so some social aspect there, and when there's no cooks, they have to learn and cook for the crew too. So very well rounded. Yeah.
Things the other kids do on video games, you guys are doing. You're running machinery, the real thing, and it's hard to believe that these kids get to do this, and they're quite capable of doing it.
Yeah, and I think one of the big draws for me too was, like, for the last 33 years, we've been 100 miles upriver with no road access. So we spend the entire summer out in the bush. So you've got this backyard to play with. It's just unbelievable. So after work, you go fishing or hiking and hunting and quadding and all that, and right from, when they're old enough to walk.
So Fellers is a common name that most people know from Fort St. John and Dawson Creek, Fellers name. So you just said you're from there. So
yeah.
Maybe you just tell us about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was born here, but my dad was born in Dawson Creek, and so my great-grandfather, I think, was homesteaded Fellers Heights in the early 1900s.
That was the road out there,
just outside of Eris.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I still have a bunch of relatives still there. Actually, my uncle who lives there and my cousin, they came up this summer because we're short-handed, couldn't find people to work, so he came out of retirement and came back to help us out this summer. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, that if something stuck out to me here was the family aspect, but how many people are out here from different places and different parts of the country, and they're all out here mining, and people would never guess some of their neighbors that actually might work here. Mining sometimes is misunderstood, and one thing, positive way. Explain placer mining.
I think in a real short form way to explain it, it's basically we kind of remove the overburden out of the way.
Yeah.
We use water and gravity to get the gold out of the rocks, and then we put it all back. Right. So we just wash the rocks, make them a little cleaner, get the gold out, and then we recontour everything, put it all back. And the regrowth you see that comes behind is it's just flourishes in all different species of animals.
What we saw too coming through here is some of the old areas that were left, like the old tailings from the dredge, and one of the dredges is just behind us here. I guess dredge number 4. Yeah, that's what it's called. But some of the work where some of the tailings that we can still see, you guys are coming in now and you're remining some of that, but instead of leaving it the way it was, you're actually putting topsoil back on there, and we're seeing green come back.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys are actually a big part of the conservation effort and making it, reclaiming a lot of this same land. How important is the environment to you as a miner?
Oh, it's very important. I mean, it's like I said, it's our backyard, right? I mean, when we live off the land ourselves. We hunt for moose to put food in our freezers for the winter, and we respect the wildlife and all that around us. So we do the best we can to make sure everything goes back as good as it can. And some of the old historic stuff, there's lots of miners around here that have been adding it into their reclamation plans, even if it's not something that they're disturbing themselves to mine under, but they're incorporating it into their reclamation plans to try and cover up those old eyesores and stuff that aren't regrowing, and so it does revegetate back.
Make it a better place than you got it. Yeah. Well, thanks, Will. Appreciate your time today, and appreciate what you guys do as the placer miners, and what you do for our country. Appreciate what your efforts are, and again, thanks for the time.
Yeah,
and the
thanks.
tour
So it was good talking
to you. Appreciate it, Will.
Yeah.